Oh, we was muted. We were.
Let's start over.
You can hear. Okay, so this is that's crazy. I was like, what? I saw a comment. Okay, so we're gonna bring this in. We're gonna go back a little bit because the first 12 minutes, I didn't realize we were on mute. My bad. This is what happened when you wear all of the hats on your shirt.
Well, I'm gonna give you the short versions now.
Yes. So I'm the chill side, of course, your host, with if you didn't know, and I'm sitting next to B Man, the puppet master. What's up, B Man?
It was happy.
So we both had an excellent welcoming into the new year's. I enjoyed it fully. I'm glad that we have so many umbrellas and different things that's popping off here in the new year. So the first 12 minutes we covered quite a bit on another station that they heard everything. So we kind of just want to do a quick recap for Facebook. Fast forwarding and going in. So you initially came in for your first radio show with Party Mode Live. It kicked off with Party Mode. The Puppet Master and all of that was born from Party Mode Live.
Well, I've been Puppet Master before that. But Party Mode Live is just because I'm always pulling strings. That's what I call Puppet Master. I got
pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And you do.
Yeah.
You do.
I try to.
You did.
So Party Mode Live was our first radio show that sprungboarded. Is that a word?
Spearheaded, but go ahead.
Sprungboarded.
We know what you're talking about. Yeah. We know what you're talking about.
into Next Level Radio, which came about because Go-Go Radio didn't do everything that we wanted to do. So we got Next Level Radio. But I don't have a lot of percentage in that. So I just went on with the Bobo session. Right. It was just a show on Next Level Radio. That's it. It's a show on Next Level Radio. Gotcha. We got into hosting, into the clubs. But then we wanted to broadcast live from the hosting spots. Next Level Radio didn't have enough slots, slots for us to do that because he had other shows in there. So it's time to move on. Get our own radio station. I know about this because I've been in Go-Go Radio, Next Level Radio. I know about programs and all this. Get the rest of this. But I want it to be an easy login, and I want the name to be so BSBN stands for Bobo Session Broadcasting Network.
I like it. And he's wearing it's BA. It's BN. He's doing that branding. That's how you do it, you know.
It's an easy login. You go Live 365, type in BSBN, and there you are. And there you are. You live listening to the radio station.
So let me ask you this. You having more freedom to carry out your vision as to how you want your show to go from start to finish, and what content you want to have on your show, whether it be go-go, whether you're doing poetry or just freestyling the entire show. Having that freedom like that, do you ever do you just enjoy it going that way, or do you feel like the other aspects, like, okay, I got to put more discipline here, I got to critique this to go down to this scale here? Because we know you like that freedom, but at the same time, do you ever feel like you need to, tighten it in a little bit, from the things that you've learned from being on other stations or just watching the other stations?
It's the freedom. I do a lot of thinking. Okay. I do a lot of talking to myself. I don't answer back, but I do a lot of talking to myself, and I'm like, my best time to think is when you're going to sleep, because it's quiet. You're not asleep, but it's quiet, and that's where you think yourself to sleep. So I think, tomorrow I'm going to ask Reds, if you wanted to be on a radio station, mainstream, what station will it be? 93, 95, 96, Magic 102. Okay. He said, I would say 95. He said, what about you? I said 96 or Magic 102. So by that answer right there, I know where he's at. I know I'm out. 93 and 95.
But that's a good mix. The stations. That's
exactly. They cater to the urban, the the today's music.
Right.
96 and 102 is more old school. So let's meet in the middle. Right. So now it's we said we don't want nobody. That's why we call it Bobo Session Broadcast Network. We doing everything.
Yes, yeah.
We're doing everything. We're doing a morning show. We're doing a mid-morning show. We're doing a afternoon show, lunchtime show. We're doing a late evening show, and we're doing a night show.
Now, the pause right there. I actually like the shorter sessions. So with my current show, I do hour slots. Now that we're rolling into 2023, the hour slots are really going to be cut back because would I just being a content watcher and just looking at how things go on the internet, it's more so as to what can I get in, watch, and get off of. Right. Is no one really wanting to sit there for a whole hour listening to content. So going forward, that was one of the things I was going to speak about as we got towards the end of the show. If you didn't know, is actually going to be breaking the show down into 15 and 30-minute increments for different topics. And then that's going to be it. I will also be launching a new session where we have 3-minute skits.
Okay.
So B-Man is going to be shocked with this part of it because he's the skit phenomenon. That's his thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And so I was going to reach out to B-Man and be like, hey, I want to do this session. What do you think? Where your mind go with it? Because we were in a poetry group together and we went back and forth in content. Like it just flowed so natural and everything. So I believe in today's time, people are looking to go get entertainment, laugh, and get off, and get right back off. Right. They're not looking to have to sit and watch a whole lot of stuff. Which is why I think one of the shows that's out there right now, this skit-based Country Wayne. Love it. Yeah. I be on there waiting for 9:30. Like, come on, damn it. Yeah. For my 3.5 minutes of content. And then you back off of it. But what I found is that people like logging back in constantly because they like to put something else out for 3 because it's 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, but he have a storyline. He has a storyline, and you got Roe. And Mike and Country Wayne and the kids, like it's
I love Eddie, little buddy. Come on, buddy. It's so many different. And now he just added the Wild and Out stars and so forth. And he's bridging that a lot of people. I believe he's working behind the scenes, even though he hasn't said it too much with Tyler Perry, because I'm noticing a lot of his cast members from his TV shows are on Country Wayne show. They're filtering in a lot. So I was like, okay, he must be working behind the scenes with Tyler Perry,
So you watch it.
I watch it.
I scroll.
I know.
Come upon it and look at it.
I'm a Country Wayne. I be on there. Like, I don't care what I'm doing. Pause. What's that?
But that's what's happening. That's what's happening right there. Skits.
And it's the changeover, and I think it's going to filter right down into these podcasts.
Yeah,
it's going to filter right down because the viewership is higher. They come back. The return is greater. So I just been watching those analytics and looking at it. I'm like, man, that's the way to go. So that's what we're doing for 2023 with the new show. Yeah. A lot of shows will be added throughout the week. We're not just going to be a Thursday show anymore. Thursday shows will be dedicated. It's pretty much to resources, community-driven topics and things of that nature, how to move in an upward mobility, staying in position within your life and providing you with sources. But every other day, it's take the head off and get it popping. And get it popping, and just touch on everyday life events and so forth and what's going on in the entertainment. And again, B-Man, the puppet master, with all of the different characters and things that you do. So easy. You just make it look like it's effortless. And me, I'm gonna have to sit back and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. For him, it just flow. How did that come into play? Is that something that you trained yourself to do, or was this always just naturally a part of who you were since, let's say, the beginning?
Yeah, always been a part of who I was. Even from my first band, we used to do skits in the middle of a show.
Okay.
And this was like late 80s.
Okay.
We used to do skits and acting like we what's the song, raise your guns in the air and well,
like you just don't care. I got it. Okay.
So we had a skit to make a long story short. We planned and we just start shooting dice in the middle of the stage. The band stopped. We shooting dice for real, but we faking like we beefing and
right
and
just to engage the crowd.
Yeah. Okay. So back then the violence was a little. You can't do this stuff now because you're promoting violence, but
right. It was a better hand on things.
Yeah, we took the time to cut out a whole bunch of number 9s.
Okay.
And we pushing each other because we arguing with dice. I said, if I got a 9 and you got a 9, if he got a 9 and she got a 9, if he got a 9 and we got a 9, then everybody got a goddamn 9.
Yeah.
And it was just a skit. We handed out the cover and just so I've always been the show. They used to call me Broadway Brandon because I always put on a show like I was on Broadway. So the skits and the voices and that I don't know where that came from. That's just I could just come out of nowhere and be like, say baby and all this. So, but I once again,
creative thinking.
It's always working. And I do have an idea for you. I don't know if I should say it on here.
Yeah, because I don't know why to take it.
Bam, talk about that off camera, but
y'all gonna know when y'all see that next new edition that B-Man was behind the scenes helping the DaChillside, which is again for those when we was on mute. The DaChillside name literally came from B-Man. And I guess he chose that name because I was quiet. What made you say DaChillside?
It was cool, and I don't know. It's just names. I don't know what it is. I just got away with giving names. I think everybody that's around, I gave them their name.
Wow, that's so fun. But I liked it. The DaChillside stuck. As y'all see, I put it on everything.
Because you was cool. You wasn't shy. You were cool.
Right.
And you just was chilling. Over there in the cut, doing a little camera work.
Yeah.
And when it was time to talk, when you had to talk, when you asked your question, you kept it, you kept everything just chill.
Oh my goodness! Sometimes that chill can be dry. Sometimes, you need that enthusiasm, and that's where you come in with your creative thinking and the way that you do things and put it out there on the air. With individuals looking to get into hosting shows, doing podcasts, and adding creative content to their podcast, do you have any direction in regards to how they should start to get it rolling?
Find out what's trendy. What's trending, and you got to do a lot of thinking. You got to have notepads. You got to take notes down. You got to use your phone, your voice recorder. You got to, like I got a lot of stuff in my voice recorder. I want to do a skit, or I have skits. I have questions. I got everything, like dumb stuff. But dumb stuff is what people like because they understand it. Like if me, you, and another person go to McDonald's through the drive-thru, you order number 1, I order number 2, and somebody that's what it is. You order number 1, I order number 2, the third person order number 4.
Okay.
They hand you one bag. I hate that. So those are stuff like that. You know how many people don't understand? We got 3 meals. Why you give us one bag?
And everybody hang out.
And you sell over 1 billion hamburgers. You cheap on bags like that? Just little stuff
and they
like
are.
That. Yeah.
And souls, extra 25 cents.
Yeah. It's like so things that happen every day that you don't like, you got to remember that because
those pet peeves.
Yeah, exactly. Because what you don't like, thousands and almost millions of other people in the world
have that same
the same thing, and it's like you have to have a creative way to put that out there. Social media, podcast is giving everybody the platform to be a star.
Right. And some people say it's so oversaturated. You know, you hear it even outside of podcasts. You hear whether you're doing t-shirts, whether you're doing jewelry, or whether you're singing or whatever. The markets are so oversaturated, but it will always be that way. So I tell people all the time, but it's not, it may be oversaturated, but it's still not you. It's what you're going to add to what you're doing, you know, so it shouldn't be something to deter, you know, you from doing it. If you want to do it, it's just making sure that it's deliverable.
Yeah.
That it's deliverable.
Jot down everything.
Yeah.
Podcast is more interesting when it's information you can use or funny. Babbling on about nothing that's really not important to people,
Right.
and it's not funny. People most likely not going to sit there and look at the screen unless you handsome and beautiful.
Hey now.
Look at us. But it's that's why when you say you have to keep the 15-minute, and even on radio, the way our radio show was formatted, we do 10 minutes of talking, we do 12 minutes music, 10 minutes talking, 12 minutes music, because you have to
give them that break, the deviation.
Exactly. And you have to read your formats, because if the format is, let's talk about this microphone right here. We're going to talk about this microphone. So at home, you know that the show is tomorrow. At home, you're researching things about this microphone. Some say the microphone shocked your lip and all this stuff. So it's like, and that's just, for people who's into microphones, even though that's a corny,
no, it's good.
But people who are into microphones be like, oh, then you have to have a solution. Okay. Get the cushion. Don't put your lip on the mic. Turn the volume up.
Have your snare. Have all that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot of podcasts out here that's like, okay, what are they talking about? Right. Or, they're still talking about this. It's Friday. This happened Sunday. And you got podcasts all over the world from Monday through Friday. Everybody talked about that.
Which is why I think it's imperative to have, if you're going to have a podcast and it's not going to be specifically to just one area of content, it has to be ran daily, because that's how the news happen. And if your show is just on Thursday and you have, like you said, Sunday through Wednesday information that everybody has already talked about every day, they don't want to hear it anymore. You know, they don't want to hear it unless you can come on and say breaking news, this just in, boom, 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 boom. So for me, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, though people want to know resources and want to know what's out there and available, that's not something that people want to hear every single solitary time they see your show. And you don't want to bore. You don't want to bore your audience. Moving on to another topic. Let me ask you this. Let's take your show. Let's take BSBN and put it to the side. Of all of the shows that you've either been on and hosted or just watched, just like to watch, what's your top 3 that's out there right now?
Party Mode Live. That's out there right now.
I still watch my Party Mode. I still watch Party Mode. Shout out to Party Mode Live.
Yeah. Party Mode Live. You talking about now?
No,
what's my top 3?
Well, no, I just want to know, like, what's your top 3? If because remember I asked you for anyone who's looking to start. Okay. So, like, what is your top 3 for people to actually be able to look at and be like, okay, this is how a podcast should run, and it has good content. Let's do it that way. If
podcasting was popular when we started Party Mode Live, yeah, that's how you do it. I used to like I do like drink champs with Noriega, and I like Mike Tyson's podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not watched that yet. I'm gonna have to go and watch it. So it's funny. It's good.
Mike Tyson is hilarious because he be high as hell, and he's Mike Tyson.
Okay.
And he's very smart. You don't want the devil to come out of him. You don't want the old Michael. Just Mike's smart. Mike is smart. Drink Champs, I like that because just the way it's set up and how it looks.
Okay.
They take the shots for, I forgot why they take the shots, but they take the shots and they always have somebody going. So right now, those are my top 3.
Now, see, I like. Have you watched Kevin Hart podcast yet?
No.
He's never hilarious to me. He's stupid funny.
Yeah.
He's a stupid funny comedian. But he's had some good topics, and it's a good one. It's a good podcast to watch. I actually Cheryl, I watched her podcast as well. I liked it. Now, Congo Hour, Heartbeat. I will be very honest. When I was on Party Mode, I would literally watch his shows to look at the body language, to get content in regards to how he spoke about things. Because literally and truly, to me, he is still one of the best that was out there in regards to how the show ran. Yeah. Just to how it ran. So even when I was formulating this show, I reached out to him like, hey, what are your suggestions and so forth? Because I hadn't seen him out there. In a while. But like I said, he's good. He's just that good. And I think so. He's still one of the shows that I would definitely refer to. And I actually have to say that Mike Gray's show, I tune in and watch this show. It's sex something. But they be talking about all type of crazy stuff, sneaky links and all of that stuff. But it cracks me up. So I do watch their podcast. That's one of the podcasts that's out there that I watch. I just think that when people are starting a podcast, they need to watch different shows to get the balance.
You're right.
To get the balance. It shouldn't be just one. I just like that.
Well, I'm not really on podcasts. I still do radio. The thing with Blue, we're doing the show starting January 9th. Okay. Me, Blue Eyed Daryl from Glasses, Dawn from EU, lead singer from EU, and Maya. Okay. And I chose that cast. Well, I always wanted Blue to do a show because he shoots straight. Blue gonna tell you the truth, and people like that. And I gave him a show name called Blues Alley.
I like that. And I almost forgot. I just want to make sure because I will forget again. I have old people issues. But I actually like Monique too. Mitchcraft. Capri. Yeah. I actually do tune in and watch them too. So I did want to shout out to Monique. I've never met her or anything, but shout out to the show because she's good.
Yeah, she's cool. Really good. She's cool. Yeah, Capri, she's cool.
Shout out to Mitchcraft.
Yeah, Mom too and all the crew. Yeah. Over there, Mitchcraft.
So what made you guys decide to do a show together?
Well, Blue, he seen us 2 weeks ago. We was out at the club at Five Sisters, and I showed him the pictures of the new spot. He was like, "Oh, that thing ready, brother." He said, "Man, we gotta do a show, man." I said, "Man," I said, "When?" He said, "You tell me when." I said, "All right, let me look at the calendar. Let's think of what we're gonna do." And he said, "Just let me know when." So I thought about it. I'm like, "All right, Mondays." Okay. Mondays is good. 7:00 is good because everybody's pretty much chilling in the house on Mondays.
And it's the fresh start of the week, so you can talk about every single thing that has happened first.
Right. And Blue is all sports and go-go. But I want to reach further. So now I talked to Don. Don is a comedian and he don't even know it. And so is Maya. Okay. And both of them sing. So I talked to Don. Don said, I told him my vision. He said, okay, I'm with it. Okay. I'm down. I said, I want to holler at Maya. He said, I'll call Maya. He called Maya. So everybody's set. Them two together. So now you got the comedy. Okay. You have the straight talk.
No chase.
And you have me as the wild card. I'm not good at being interviewed.
Good interview.
I don't think I'm a good interviewee.
Why you say that?
I don't know, because I'm so used to being the interviewer, and it's
okay. So interview with the interviewer. Go ahead.
Man.
Boom.
Hey, look, here we are. Here we are. If you didn't know, now you know, baby. Hey. I'm sitting here with the chill side.
What's that?
Chill side. Okay. You got your spot. You got your podcast. Everything looks great.
Thank you.
Now, what made you want to step into your own lane, do your own thing? Because you are the chill side for a reason. It's like to sit in the cut.
Yes.
And
with a cup.
And with a cup.
With
and
a cup.
Not say much, but laugh a lot. But not say much. Now, you almost talk more than me.
Hey.
When? I'm not going to say what. When did you say, you know what? I'm going to do my own podcast. And why did you want to do your own podcast?
And this is your session with Interview with an Interviewer. Okay. Yeah. So to answer your question and to be very transparent and honest, during the pandemic, it was during the pandemic. It was almost 2 years ago. Right before a life-changing situation happened in my life, I was like, dang, I missed the radio. I just missed, because it was the one thing that got me out the house, because I am a house baddie. I was like, dang, that was the one thing I did to get out the house, that I laughed, I joked, and I actually enjoyed it. And I was coming to party mode, and I was like, I'm gonna get back on the radio. And then I was like, man, that ain't my lane. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay in my own lane. And I was like, what would I want to talk about? And one of the things that I wanted to talk about back then was, community outreach. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my show based on community outreach, because it's not going to be in anyone else's lane. It's not biting off of anything I had came from. With party mode, so I was like, I'm not going to touch a go-go. I'm not going to do anything like that, because I didn't want anyone to, have nothing to say. And because really, truly, I don't know that. I'm just being honest. Everyone knows that. I just don't. I love it. I like the music, but I don't know the history.
But those are the
I'm
best
learning
questions.
it, but I don't know the history of it, and I don't want to say anything out of line, because of my lack of knowledge in that area. So I was like, okay, so go-go's off limits. And then I didn't want to talk too much about things specifically that was related to it either. But I honestly, B-Man, was like, I want to be back on air. I miss being on air, but I was never, as you said, the voice. I was never the voice. And I was like, are you ready to be in front of the mic the entire time and talk? And I was like, I needed it. To be honest and transparent, I needed it. I needed to come back. I needed an outlet, because I was really just trying to fill my mind up with things to do and have to research. And the podcast became it. It really became it. And this part of me would never have been there if it wasn't for Party Mode Live.
So was it
continuous shout out to Party Mode?
Was it because Party Mode Live was radio?
Yeah.
But while we were doing radio, you always had your camera. So podcasting, you know how to work the camera. Like me, I don't know how. Look,
and I love graphics. People, so it all go together.
Okay, people probably looking at us right now and probably like, why he not looking at the camera?
Right, look at the camera.
And I'm trying to be like you now, because you talk and you gotta keep looking. I'm not used to that. So you have that podcasting type of swag. Yeah.
And I think a lot of shows that were radio based, like PML, when that pandemic came in, it was so radical that everyone had to switch to a different form of doing things, which led to the Zoom and the Teams and the StreamYards and whatever broadcasting provider that people use, and it turned radio shows honestly into podcasts because Party Mode Live now isn't a radio station; it's a podcast because it's streamed. It's streamed live through a podcast system. So everything now really is, to me, podcast based. So for me, I was like, okay, I got to make. I'm still someone who likes to, like you, do everything themselves. So I had to sit back and do a lot of research and figure out like how I wanted to run this show and have balance on the show with my character. tend to be able to just vibe off of anyone's presence. But it was like, okay, who can I get on here that's gonna vibe and be funny, quirky and so on and so forth. So I went back with an old podcast. I mean, not podcast, but show host. Even with that, and I went with Keys, who has knowledge on go and all of that stuff and can touch across the board with her being a host and singer and all of that. It was good content that could be put together. So that's how that all collabed. And even with the selection of Keys, she and I hadn't spoke since Party Mode. So it was never as if when I left Party Mode, she and I was always talking or communicating. We never had any communication until my son transitioned, and I reached out and was like, can you sing at my son's funeral? And that was our first interaction since Party Mode. And she did it without hesitation, and she did it beautifully. And that spearheaded into, even then after that, we still just touch base in the text, how you doing type thing. And that was it. And when I decided to do the show, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if Keys want to do it. And then she sung at my grandfather's funeral too. So, but yeah, even with that, it was as if we never had not communicated in that whole time lapse. When I asked her to come on and be a co-host here with the show, and it was content based. Good bounce off. She is funny as hell. If we can just get her a little bit more tamed with her mouth, because I know you watching, tame that mouth. Don't calm it down there, Lord. So, but I love it. I love being in front of the camera. I love talking. I love interviewing people, and I'm actually interested in just knowing like what people mind saying, what they doing, what are people doing now, and I love watching your show. Like I reached out to B-Man on a Mayday. I got some stuff going on in here, and I need you to help me put it together. I got mics just talking to each other,
No, we're gonna get you hooked up.
You know what I mean? So
we're gonna get you hooked up.
It's like I was transparent with everyone, but and open and to be able to reach back, to the original Party Mode members, it's like that's what's up. But I haven't seen anyone. June, he normally tunes in and so forth. But shout out to June, and the Nighthawk too, because I don't think we mentioned those two members. And Tay, how is Tay?
Yeah, Tay is
Tay.
DJ
Tay.
Can I say real quick how
this you interviewing now? You interviewing now? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So let me. Because we keep mentioning Party Mode Live.
It's where it started for me.
That's hey look.
The groundbreaker.
Party Mode Live forever. But it's funny how all of that really came to be Party Mode Live. We went in on that first Friday night, Party Mode Live. It started from Ree. Shout out to Ree with the Cocktail Lounge. And Live Inside the Beehive used to come on right after her, and her show was the Cocktail Lounge. So she had wine that they didn't finish all the wine or whatever, so she left it for us. We was just cups, a big gulp cup with some drink in it, and that. So she left the bottle with us. Okay, I'm drinking the bottle. We moved to Friday. And if you know Ivan, yes.
Shout out to Ivan.
What are we drinking? And our first guest was Go-Go Mickey. We said, let's drink some Remy. So who going to the liquor store? Yeah, you go. All right, I'll give you the money when you get there. I give you my money. I got $5, or I got $5. Boom. We got a bottle of Remy. All right. Now we bringing out shit from our car. We got Remy. Somebody got Jack. We go inside. And Zoe was
so
DJ.
Tito's wasn't out yet.
Nah.
Okay, because we know Mickey is Tito's. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It was Remy. DJ Zoe was setting up the DJ set. We go in his bag, and I said, "What's this?" He said, "That's yours." I said, "This ain't mine." He said, I thought it was yours. It was in my bag. I said, "What is it?" He said, "Look like a light, a laser light." I said, "Do it work?" He plugged it in. And it just green spots on the wall. And we was like, man, it's probably broke because it was like it was just green spots. So then when we just left it plugged up, forget the light. The light's on like this. we pouring the drinks. We get ready to drink. Then Zoe has got his DJ set hooked up, and he started playing to test the speakers.
Okay.
And the joint started moving. So it's one of them laser lights that moves to the beat of the music.
Okay.
So we're like, oh, that joint tight. Turn the lights off so we can see it better.
Okay.
And we left the lights off the whole time.
Okay.
We
the party lights.
We on air. And then who gonna start out the show? I'm like, I don't know. I said, so this business party more loud. We the party before the party. That's how that came. It just flowed off. And Nighthawk came in and he just came, he with all the parties and he just says the Nighthawk. Ah! And he did the
from 3,000 feet in the air.
I'm talking about it was so Mickey came in and that's when Quit was playing drums with Rasmus. Mickey was playing Mickey's on the Congo. So they had a show that night. We drinking the Hennessy, drinking the Remy. We interviewing. We turned up. The phone ringing. Like we had a real phone at Go Radio with that phone ringing. We putting the number out there. The phone ringing. They shouting out, talking. Go. Next thing you know, Ivan and Mickey disappear. We didn't know this because Nighthawk doing his little club report. They went to the liquor store and got another bottle of Remy.
Yeah, Mickey, I know that brown.
Mickey, when he left there, he didn't look the same. Later that night, Quit called me and said, why you send my Congo player to me like that? He told him he was at Party Mo Live. So now everybody wanted to come and see what it was. So people was just coming. Okay. And now it's just, Nico got to post up, hey, man, it's not no club, man. Y'all got too many people in here. But that's how Party Mo, and
so that's how the party bucket came in.
The party bucket, it was like the party, and the party bucket was just a cooler that didn't have a top. And it looked like a bucket. And we put it in the middle of the table, boom. Next week, we bringing in a little bar. It was a little stand like this. And we made that into a bar. And we hanging up pictures. And it was Party Mo Live. I just had to get that out.
No, that's cool. I mean, this interview with the interviewer. So, you said you don't like to be interviewed. So it's on you. And then I'm going to bounce off you. So this is your show now. So the last 15 minutes of the show is to be made.
Well, I ain't say I ain't like being in. I said I don't give a good interview. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like being interviewed. Yeah, I guess that. All right, so now with Party Mo Live and now you got your podcast. If you didn't know, now you know.
Now you know.
If you didn't know, now you know. Now you got your podcast. It's 2023. 2023. And I see right here you had it in 2022. What's the next step? Like, is your wheels still turn? Like, what's your next step?
Yes, they are. They are. So with the when the show came out in 2022 in September of 2022, it was, like I say, all resource based. We're going fast forwarding to 2023. The show is going to be daily. It's going to be different individuals you'll see on here broadcasting their shows. It'd be skit based. We're going to do segments where there's 3-minute slots and so forth, because we want to make sure that I'm keeping up with what's trending and what's really going on. And one thing people don't have a lot of now is time, but they still want entertainment. So I'm making sure that I hone in on that and give the people what they want and not just resources. We want to make sure that we're giving back to our community and so forth, but that's not what we want to just hear at all times, So we got to make sure we're keeping that life, that heartbeat, in things. So for 2023, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be I like this interview with the interviewer, so that's probably something we're going to add to the show, because people bring out different topics, and they bring when they interview individuals. You could have just went on the show last week and go on another show and get a whole different show from someone, because it's always different questions and it's different vibes too. So that's that. But 2023, I'm looking to be in a bigger space. I am going to be in a bigger space, and if you didn't know, it's just not radio. It's so much behind the scenes. Y'all make sure y'all check out the website because it's broadcast hosting. You want to host your show and so forth here in the studio, you can. So you can reach out for that at info@ifyoudidn't.know.net. But there's a lot of different tiers to If You Didn't Know.
Okay.
If you didn't know. And a lot of it is fun based. It's just not serious all the time. And that's where the chill side get to come out and play.
Okay. Now I love radio.
Yeah.
You love podcasts.
But it's a good
we need now I want to play your podcast audio on the radio.
Let's do it.
It's and I can do it. I can program everything from home. Actually, at home I have the same setup at home.
Okay.
So when I do my show live inside the Beehive, which is all live music, I play all live music live inside the Beehive. I am your backstage pass. What? Speaking of that, before I want you to come to BSBN.
Set the date. I'm there.
And
I got to drive past your station and go home every day. So this is the word. Give me the date and time, and the DaChillside is there.
Well, actually, tomorrow I'm thinking about doing a special birthday because my birthday is Friday.
Okay.
I'm thinking about doing a special birthday broadcast. I'll let you know, but we're gonna set a date. We're gonna get a flyer going.
All right.
Actually, I would love to have everybody that had anything to do with Party Mode
Live. PML, baby.
And let me tell you another thing that I did that I brought to BSBN.
Okay.
When we was over, when Bobo Session did our show in Next Level Radio, Tabria.
Shout out to Tabria.
Yeah, my kid sister there. Tabria wanted to come on. Well, we want her to come on for an interview.
Okay.
And I said, "You gonna sing a song or two?" She said, "Yeah."
Yes.
Then I was like, Zoe was like, "Tell her to give me her music on a thumb drive or whatever." I said, "Why can't we just play it live?" Because I got the electric drums.
Okay.
And pretty much that's the only thing that real drums would be too loud anywhere. Electric drums, everything is through the headphones. So we made a sound stage in there.
In your studio.
So we played live on air.
Okay.
It was kind of, Next Level Radio it wasn't really big in there. So it was kind of but now where I'm at now,
you don't have any confinement.
Oh man,
you got the room to do what you want.
Yeah, so that's coming back. The live house band on BSBN. And that's where Jukebox came in at.
The Jukebox every Friday currently at Five Sisters. In Laurel.
Well, last Friday, Friday before last was our last Friday.
Okay.
We're gonna switch up because some promoters are getting Fridays at Five Sisters, so we'll probably move to another night or move to another place.
That's what happened when the place get popular.
Yeah.
When the place get popular.
And I told him he's not from here. And I told him I was like, shout out to the Go-Go people, but hey, this was a spot that I got hooked up to. It was a brand new club. Asia from Magic 102.3 reached out to me. She said, "I need a big favor." I said, "What's that?" She said, "I need a band." I said, "For when?" "Tonight." My budget is bloop, bloop, bloop. And said, "If you could help me, I will owe you." I was like, well, let me put on my puppet master hat. I said, give me 30 minutes. Called her back in 15. And said, okay, we can do it. Put a band together. We played, and all I did was call the band, the house band that was the band for the radio. And from there, we ain't looked back. So she put us under her wing. She shot us out on the radio. We do all of her events that she does by herself and all that. So Look out for Jukebox. Look out for the live house band, soundstage on BSBN. Look out for the chill side.
The chill side.
We're gonna come through and we're gonna get back into we're just gonna reminisce one time. Reminisce one time on BSBN. Bring your podcast hookup.
I'm gonna love it. I'm definitely gonna be there.
Bring
I don't know why my sinus is starting to me, but I'm definitely gonna be there. It was an absolute pleasure to be back on the air with my longtime favorite B-Man. So are you gonna do the Puppet Master at all on the show?
Oh yeah, on the radio show, Bubble Session. Yeah, I'm controlling everything. I'm controlling the music, I'm controlling the mics, controlling the lights and everything. And everything is formatted. I got a show that I'm gonna play with you real quick. I got a segment called 10 Seconds of Blackness. We're not smoking in here, so 10 Seconds of Blackness. I do this when I host. I do this on the show when we got guests. I don't have my laptop with all of my movies. But 10 Seconds of Blackness. If you're black, you know this movie. If you don't know this movie, you're not black, you thought you were. Boo, 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 right?
Okay.
And I play 10 seconds of a movie clip. If you know this movie, you'll win whatever we have to give away. Shirt, hat, tickets, whatever, right? Okay. So I don't have my movies, but I guess I gotta
from memory.
Yeah. All right. You is smart. You is kind. You is important. Come on, say it with me, baby. You is smart. You is kind. You is important.
And why I don't know the name of that movie.
Oh.
I'm black though, but oh my goodness.
The Help.
In all fairness, I only saw that movie once. And
that's the part you gotta remember.
I only saw one. I did remember it when you started saying it, but I can't remember the name of the movie. That's gonna be. I like that.
But I have a whole.
Now, why you couldn't do something easy, something off Denzel or set it off or something? I was like, even the movie How.
Okay, I got another for you. You told Harpo to beat me.
That's right. The Color Purple. You heard it here first. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
Man, I had a ball, B-Man. Please tell everyone where they can reach you, where they can go and look at you, listen to your radio show, and where they can tune in to see you live at.
Go to Live 365 on Google. Live 365. Boom. Hit search. When you, in the search bar, type in BSBN. It'll pop up. Hit the play button, and you on live. Hey, check out Live Inside the Beehive. It's coming back 2023. Each and every Tuesday from 8 to 9. You got the Band of Brothers radio show with Blue Eyed Darrell, Don from EU, Maya, and myself, B-Man the Puppet Master, each and every Monday from 7 to 9. Check out the L. The L with double R, Rapping Reds. He caters to all indie artists. Get your music in. He teach you about the artistry, the how to get paid for your spins,
to the industry,
how to become an artist, paperwork, ASCAP, all that stuff. Check out the Tea Party.
The Tea Party
with Lady M Soul, which is the daughter of Jerry Cummins of the Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Okay. Check out her show. That's on Thursdays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. And you can check out the L Mondays from 9 to 10. Everything else, playlist, great rotation. Got a whole lot of good music on there. Check it out. Hopefully, I can get the DaChillside podcast.
It's gonna be there
to play somewhere in there, wherever she want to do it at. But that's what's happening. That's where you can find me at. And you can find me at a club near you. Just look on Facebook at B-Man Balcom. B-Man Balcom. And find where Jukebox at. And come on, get down with the get down, baby. Get down with the get down, baby.
I love it. I love you. Thank you guys for staying tuned in with If You Didn't Know. Make sure y'all check out the website at ifyoudidn'tknow.net across all social media as YDK or ifyoudidn'tknow.net We there each and every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. is the resource shows. But Monday now through Friday, we will have different segments added every day. So go to the website if you didn't know that, so you'll know what's playing and when on what day and what time. We got you covered. Stay tuned in. Tomorrow, we back on air, baby. And we out.